in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
What's going on, everybody? I am coming at you today about the Black Ops 4 update tomorrow. That is right. There's a big update coming out tomorrow for Blackout, for multiplayer, for zombies, but mainly we are going to focus on Blackout and multiplayer because let's face it, that's what you guys are here for. That's what's most interesting. If you guys are interested in watching the entire live stream from Treyarch with all the information about all the updates, I will leave the link in the description, including all the zombies information that I'm sorry you'll be missing out on today. But let's start off with Blackout. Now, first is the EMP is making its grand entrance into Blackout. That's right, Zero's EMP. It'll be a great way to counter equipment that doesn't quite exist in the game yet. I'm not talking about equipment that exists. I'm talking about ways to combat people that have equipment. Like, there are certain ways that you want to maybe get rid of a trophy system that is on the other side of a wall. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it has to be within the line of sight. I don't know yet. Everything in Blackout is usually different from multiplayer, so we will see how it goes. But I do know that the EMP, if you throw it at a vehicle, it will stall the engine. Now, when you're doing this, you are able to jump the driver, go shoot at him, throw a nade at him, do whatever you need to. Shoot a mesh mine at him. You know, there's just more ways now to defend against vehicles. Everybody's been complaining about vehicles. Here's one of your other chances to get back at them. And there's another big, a lot of testing has been going on, and they want to keep it, life simple. And life is not simple, Life is not simple. So cars are still going to be a good weapon. They're not going to, reduce the effect of, hitting somebody with a vehicle. They're just going to give you more ways to fight against them. Like, that's just the facts. And the next weapon that's coming out, or at least specialist-wise, is Outriders Sparrow. Now, this thing will have 10 shots, and it is a fixed number, so you only get 10 only. Use them sparingly. Just like the pistol you get, the Annihilator, it only has 6 shots. It's a fixed number. You only get 10 shots in the Sparrow. And you can only get them through care packages, and it's going to be mainly used as a humiliation weapon, If you knock somebody down or a couple of people down, shoot that thing at them. Boom! Or just use it for good clips, because that's mainly what I'm going to be using it for. And another big thing coming out is the Demo Hammer. Now, a lot of people thought the Demo Hammer, because it would have shotgun shells, sticking out of it, that when you hit somebody, it might get more of an effect. But everything here is just purely cosmetic. It does not more or less powerful than the other melee weapons. It's, purely cosmetic. And, it's very satisfying to get a kill, says Vonderhaar. To swing that sledgehammer-like thing. I can't wait to use it. I love melee weapons. And, it just looks gorgeous overall. And that's, cosmetic, man. Cosmetic. You don't want to have to pay to win or anything, Make it just like the other melee, so I'm glad they did that. But there's another thing coming to Blackout that I think is going to be more exciting, because one of the things I complained about the most in this game mode, they're fixing. And that is Ambush 2.0. Alright, this is fan-driven by a lot of feedback. So Ambush 1.0, weapons were mainly just the vehicles. People were just using vehicles as weapons, and it was very annoying. So they took out the ATV. They took out the ARAV. They took out the SDM for Ambush 2.0. They're not calling it Ambush 2.0, but it is Ambush 2.0. They added shotguns, and my personal favorite, they added more 4x scopes. Thank you, Treyarch. That is the one reason I didn't play it, besides the fact that it wasn't solo for the most point, but I could never find scopes for the snipers. It just wasn't fun to use snipers with 2x scopes, 3x scopes, or no scopes. It really was. I like using, snipers with scopes. That's the point. But yeah, Ambush 2.0. I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. They are also making an update to the after action report. So fans were not satisfied with the info giving at the after action report. So they decided to panelize it instead of the current category type areas they have. They decided to panelize it to give you a lot more information about the game. A lot more info that people want. They didn't give us full details, but I'm excited to see it. And they said that they're going to be capping off Grand Heist with something amazing, but they can't talk about it. Like, Vonderhaar just says he's not allowed to talk about it. Like, no one's allowed to talk about it, but they're going to be ending it with something amazing. So what do you guys think it is? Like a new map update or something? But they do say that, battle royales are a great open canvas. It's more than just a circle. It's that, that closes. It's more than that. You can add different things to this type of, genre, because that's what battle royale is at this point. It's a genre. And they understand this, but they said something as special is coming for the end of Operation Grand Heist. They are just not allowed to talk about it. So let's move into like the multiplayer, but not just multiplayer. Let's talk about league play first. It has a little bit of information here. So top players, and of course the top players will talk about this, they want to know how much better they are than everyone else. Like what? They want more of that information. So they added skill divisions. Now these will still be like the normal league play, games you get, but everyone still be able to play. Everyone's involved, but there'll be basically a new way to do it. So basically, when the new season starts, you'll be put into a ladder based on your skill. So there's going to be 5 different skill tiers, and it's basically going to be like the top 2%, the top 15%, the top 30%, the top 50%, and then everyone else in the 5th one. So that means masters will be with masters, beginners will be with beginners, and it just makes everything more, if you want to brag about how good you're doing, there's your chance. No more BS, skill liars and all that. They're also going to have a banner that will display your skill rating for everyone to see, to really cap that no BS type attitude. Like whatever you got, you better be able to prove it. All right. And this is going to be real skill ratings. It's not going to be delayed. It's going to be real skill ratings. And then they also are updating the bonus pool. So if you guys remember, as far as bonus pools, they didn't last very long. So this one's going to persist throughout the whole event. And it's not going to be scheduled, due to people's schedules. People don't always have, the right times off of work for their lives and their families to do these things. So it's going to last throughout the entire event. And as far as the event timings, all of the events are going to be week-long events. All week long. How great is that? Just adding to the time rather than single days or anything like that. So the next update I want to talk about is friendly fire. Now this goes for, those people that are really, really angry about the people who like to kill you off the start. So, and then there's also the problem of being kicked by accident. So how do you punish the people who want to do it intentionally and not punish the people who do it by accident? Well, they added something called the ricochet friendly fire. And this is going to be off the start time of the spawn. So if you get on spawn and somebody shoots you, the damage will instantly be reflected back to them in the beginning of the event. All right, and that's gonna help a lot because those people who really like to just kill people off the spawn, it gets really annoying. And then not only that, to really help people not get kicked by accident, instead of getting kicked after 3 kills, what they are going to be doing is after you get 3 kills on your teammates, is all damage done to your teammates will be reflected back onto you, a ricochet. And even if it happens by accident, but they're trying to prevent teams being down a player. They really are. So the people who want to do it intentionally, they might get 3 kills, sometime later off the start, but that's all they're going to get. All damage reflected is still only done to them. You might be still down a player if that player still wants to continue shooting at your teammates just to kill themselves, which would be interesting. But it's a great balance, and they are working on even more ways of fixing friendly fire, better than just this update. And that's awesome. So with different tunings comes weapon tunings, and this is for both multiplayer and Blackout. So they did basically 5 different things here for updates, and that is the SMGs, pistols, the Call of Duty World League targets, the snipers, and the hit detection. So first we'll start out with the SMGs. So collectively, the entire class of SMGs got a small buff all around as far as aiming, firing, everything. Everything got a tiny small buff. It is best balancing, so far. SMGs have the best balancing. There's no guns that are favored over the other. It's pretty well balanced, but they wanted to bring it up to the fact that some people are still choosing ARs over submachine guns like myself. I'd still rather use an AR, even a multiplayer. So they're giving the SMGs a small little buff to make them a little bit more fun, maybe to get people to pick them up as well. And that same update and idea goes towards pistols. Collectively, they all get a small buff as well. And, you know, again, do you want to give an incentive for picking up a pistol or an SMG? You know, most weapons that people would leave behind are not even put into their classes. And then the next ones are the Call of Duty World League specific ones. So these, you know, they work close with the pros on this one to really get it balanced right. So they buff the KN-44's range, and they also tweak the ABR, and the Rampart has less flinch, which is a, you know, a great buff. I hate flinch, but so any gun that gets a flinch buff, you know, to reduce it is, you know, it's okay by me. And then next one is snipers here. So they understood the fact that the Paladin, okay? So most Paladins and you know guns other like the Paladin on other games usually had extended mags. This one does not in multiplayer, so instead of giving it extended mags, they added 1 bullet to the magazine. So instead of 5, you get 6. It's the most powerful weapon, you get 6, but this does come with a little bit of a hit to the face because it is a slower reload time, but you do get that extra bullet. So let's talk about the next one, the SDM. That one gets an increased rate of fire. Did you guys know that according to Treyarch, it has been found to have had the lowest popularity between all the snipers? Like, most people just do not pick up the SDM anymore. And if I think about it, I don't get killed by the SDM a lot. I don't hear it a lot, or if I do hear it a lot, no one's killing anybody with it. So they decided to increase the rate of fire. Honestly, they should just reduce the recoil a little bit, just a tiny bit, and I think it'll be fine again. But whatever. So let's talk about hit detection, because they updated that. They designed a new system to detect hit detection, and basically what it's going to do, it's going to make a smoother gunplay experience. And I hope that's true. I needed a smoother gunplay experience because a lot of people, even in my comments, are saying the hit detection is awful. The hit detection is awful. Well, they've created something. They've created a new system, and they say it's going to fix it. I sure hope so. Let's talk about Bare Bones. That's right, Bare Bones is a new game mode within multiplayer, and that is going to have Team Deathmatch and Domination, and Hardcore Team Deathmatch and Domination. And basically, it's going to be Black Ops 2 within Black Ops 4. There's going to be no specialists, so you better create your classes accordingly, because there aren't going to be any of those, you know, weapons from specialists and stuff like that, and anything specialist that only specialists can use. You know, those are gone. And there's going to be no operator mods on any weapons. There's going to be no gear, so there's going to be no body armor, no stem shots, no acoustic sensor, etc. You can also, well, you can't also select spawn anymore, so that'll be disabled. Select spawn is completely disabled because there's going to be no tac deploy because there is no specialist items. And then there's going to be single-use equipment, which is going to be back to the Black Ops 2 days. So you will spawn with, let's say, a grenade, and if you use that grenade, you don't get another one until you respawn. And that's kind of cool. So even if you use one and you die immediately, you will get another one right off that spawn again. And I love it because it's grenade central. Imagine Nuketown all over again. I can't wait to be playing this tomorrow, man. It's going to be so much fun. And another one I'm excited for is Infected. Infected returns to Black Ops 4. That's right. When you start the game, somebody randomly is chosen as the zombie. They get a knife. They get to go choose people. And as they knife people, they become zombies as well. And you want to be the last to survive with whatever weapon they give you. And also, there is a new mode coming to multiplayer, and that is called the Deathmatch Team Deathmatch. Now, this is for domination players. And for the ones who are really annoyed by the domination players who go for kills and don't help the team. So this is going to fix that, they say. That for those who just go for the kills, it will help your team overall. So that's pretty awesome. You know, people who complain, you know, why are you guys doing any kills? We still lost. Hopefully this game mode's going to fix that situation. And then one of the last of the updates here for multiplayer is weather maps. Now this was fan driven. And one of the ones going to be added here is Arsenal Sandstorm. And there's going to be more, but they did not want to talk about them. They weren't allowed to announce it. But Arsenal Sandstorm is going to have very thick sandstorms, okay? So really think about your classes there. If you have long-range weapons and you're good at long-range weapons, you probably don't want scopes in a thick sandstorm because your visibility is going to be greatly reduced. You maybe want to think about your red dots and your laser sights. You want to think about more of those close quarters combats and how you want to be able to get overall. And of course, on the outsides of the map, it's going to be a sandstorm. And then if you are in a structure, like in a house within the map, obviously there's going to be no sandstorm inside, but there will be sand within all the buildings. So yeah, they're going to make it visually aesthetic. So just think about that as far as strategy goes for Arsenal Sandstorm. And then reactive camos. The last thing I'm going to talk about here, that is going to be a huge update for me and everyone else, because they are getting rid of the gold restrictions. So if you have master camos and you wonder why you can't use them, it's because it's been locked. If you don't have gold camo for that weapon, you are not allowed to use reactive camos. They are lifting that restriction. They get it. It's fan driven. People are complained and they are on it. So get ready to use all those master camos that you have been collecting over time. Guys, I know this was a long video. Thank you for sticking with me. It's why I didn't include the zombies edition. I could have broke this one into two, but I just figured let's get out of the way. One video tonight. Guys, like, subscribe. I upload every single day. It's your boy Carbon. Peace.
We show up in the party, flyer than everybody. We show up in the party, flyer than everybody.
We show up in the party, fly